Good morning there, Collective. Hope you guys are doing great this morning. I was up till like 4 o'clock last night. I was up in the morning, wee morning hours, and going down rabbit holes of some strange things. So, well, things to me that were new, right? But to you all, to some of you all, what I'm going to talk about in our collective reading, you already know about. So I'm going to, I bow down and honor you for already having this knowledge, information that I'm just now finding out about. I have the 108 deck out, and that's very significant to what we're going to talk about, because this is where the rabbit hole started. Noma. The Noma Lotus. Okay, so this is a flower discovered, when was it? August 21st, 2023 is the important part, 2023. And it has 108 petals on it. So its name is the Noma Lotus 108. 108 is very significant. Period. So this came out, this is funny. I misinterpreted something from a Jewish lecture regarding the 13 petal rose. I completely misunderstood it, and it actually led me to trying to figure out about the lotus instead. Okay, I am going somewhere with this, all right? So I just want to talk about the different meanings of 108 in history, in our history, and why it has a spiritual significance. And this is very significant that I feel, even though I'm going to say it was developed, okay, is the botany research, but even if it was developed, it's the first lotus to be completely genetically, you know what I mean? Not that I don't know how to say that, but you know what I mean. Like the first complete sequence, the first lotus to have a complete DNA sequence. So these people, I don't know if they probably tried to create it because it is a sacred number. Even their temples are built with these like 108 degree angles. But for it to be, them to actually have it bloom with 108 petals was pretty freaking, that blew my mind for 2023. And the reason is because this number 108 does have significance in our solar system. And the reason why is because, and this happens at I'm going to say this happens at perfect alignment. Because what they will leave out on the internet is that we have to take into account, obviously, that things vary, right? But there is a point of perfect alignment during the month where the sun, which this is actually always going to be, the sun's diameter, right here, is 108 times the diameter of Earth. Exactly. Now, as far as the distance, that is what's going to vary. But there are times when the alignment is just such that the distance from Earth to the sun is 108 times the diameter of the sun. And then here was the trippy part for me. This was the trippy part, is that there is a time too where the moon is exactly 100, or the distance from the Earth to the moon is exactly 108 times the diameter of the moon. And the sun compared to the moon is approximately 400 times, but I'll just throw that in there. Anyway, all right. So this led me down a rabbit hole. And apparently this number is also sacred with mathematicians. Mathematicians look to Leonardo Fibonacci. And I have heard of the golden ratio before, so it's not like that was any surprise. But what's really surprising to me was, man, what was it, 1100 something? The date that these things were actually figured out is what kind of surprised me. So anyway, this is known in mathematics like as the wholeness, or the number of completion, because this pattern in leaves, found in in petals and leaves and all life, and even as you see it, even in our solar system, can be related to the number 108 pops out as a variable. Like it ends up being something that is a significant number in all of those mathematical equations too. So then you go to the heart chakra, and first I should say that the belief with the chakras is that there's 114, 108, which are in the body that can be actually accessed. I would definitely beg to say that, I bet the others can be accessed too, like worked on. But the theory is that the others bloom like a flower, which is a pretty way to even look at it, actually. Like the others will bloom like a flower, leading to, there's 108 pathways called nadis in the heart, and these subtle nerve pathways lead straight to the crown chakra, which when opened, obviously, and when I feel like connecting with these other chakras, you have self-actualization, you have awakenment, you have enlightenment, and the list goes on. Like there's a lot of 108. There's others out there. There's 108 representing cycle completion in yoga, and the reason why is because they do 12 repetitions of 9 different poses, and something to do with their repetitions equaling like 108. And so, and you also have like Buddhism too, Hinduism, mainly like Jainism, or Jainism. Okay, anyway, but that's what the internet will say. But I found connections in every single, like everything that I look for. Of course, everything you look for, usually you're gonna find. As to the distance, right? But it was still really interesting to me. So this number is significant, and it's coming to me. And I feel like it is very significant in 2023 that we're able, that India was able to produce this flower. They gave it to the prime minister, like as it was a gift. And it was that's a very precious gift to get, but it also, for the world stage, can represent maybe some type of completion that we all are, and the Upshanads, I hope I pronounced that right. There's 108 of those. What else was it? I don't know. I mean, my brain's like fried overload on this 108, so it all started with this stinking lotus. I was originally trying to figure out what this Zohar guy was talking about. Anyway. Okay, so this Zohar guy. So I hope you all had a great night. I'm kind of like, I feel weird after a night like that. I feel like I did my own natural plant medicine or something, and I went to another place. And now I'm here telling you all about it. Okay. So, let's 108 this. Let's 108 this. Are there other ways 108 could have been represented that you know of, that you might want to share with me and everybody else in the comments? That would be lovely. I love learning new information. And there's a symphony. Symphony is what's coming out in harmony. So perfect alignment, okay? There's a point of perfect alignment. Feels like that's probably where creation is, since it's being found in all those. I mean, it just seems like, oh, that makes sense. So I have harmony, synergy, co-create, assemble, organize, structure. Yeah, precise, arrangement. There's order. There's order. And it just goes to show, well, it makes sense of why every other day that things aren't in good alignment, that maybe there's not so much order. But in order for the creation, there had to be alignment and order. That's saying something about our manifestations, isn't it? The more aligned, the more in order you are, the more likely you are to have this big creation. Yep. Creation, inventor, innovation, imagination, mastermind, setting trends, modern era, groundbreaking developments, okay to fail, do it again and again. This is about what you're creating. Also, number 33 is a master number, and that would have to do with your ascended masters. They were probably connected to those other chakras. That's just so interesting. So interesting. Do you want to own my mind? Own my mind. Because I'm telling you, this number owned my mind last night. Whoa. It owned my mind. Unity coming together. With the 4, the cat being in the reverse. With the blinders in the reverse. These two are saying to me, it is about unity and oneness, and it is about pulling up the blinders so that you can see it, have awareness of everything around you. I love the cat, but I am thinking that this is more about, instead of being alone and aloof or separated, it is about unity, because the unity, the balance and unity was necessary for this creation. Or necessary, is that the word? Or just like what it was. Interesting. Interesting. A roadblock, a block change, barriers, challenges. Time to regroup, take a detour. What's the road? Oh, the roadblock could be the separation. The I don't care, it's not my problem. That could be a roadblock to more creation, greater unity, and love. That's not usually what I talk about. Well, I mean, I talk about love, but, you know, the it's not my problem thing is not going to work out. Well, it's always going to cause a problem with unity, therefore causing a problem with creation on every level. Interesting messages I'm getting from these little cards today. Emerald. And why maybe? Because the heart chakra being related to this 108 also is related to creation. It's got to be done within the heart. It has to go from there and then flow up. That's why it's so important to have open one, I suppose, right? Emerald, healing, fertility, eternity, reflection, humility, sexuality, rare, peace, soul restoration, growth, a strong relationship, balance, free-flowing love, mature love. The heart chakra. Uncertain at this time. Oh. There are also... They say that you have to, I think it's Hinduism that says you have to, they believe that there's 108 cycles or turns. I don't know if they're meaning lifetimes, but to have a enlightenment or completion, to be basically freed from this place. That's interesting, isn't it? That's an interesting thought. Uncertain at this time. It's uncertain. Yeah, well, because it has to do with people's connection to their heart space. It has to do with the responsibility of, I've talked about this before, about another person's experience. That does not mean that that has to be something conscious. That should be something flowing from your heart space, where you just kind of have this feeling you want to be kind to someone. A feeling you should probably hold the door open. A feeling of when somebody needs a smile when you're out. It doesn't have to be emptying your pockets to everybody else. I don't think it's even, I think it's just talking about being aware and caring. And that energy in itself then starts creating. And so if we have too many people with blinders on, acting like nothing's their problem, not my problem, then it might stay, or it might get, something could get worse. Interesting. This says growth, balance, mature love, heart chakra. Whoa. Okay, this roadblock has to do with you being able to see clearly, tap in, and I think that has to do with your heart chakra. Again, the crystal ball, because there's some types of roadblocks sometimes when it comes to our intuition, premonition. Yeah, okay. You would be more tapped in or tuned in if you were more aware of, aware through your heart of your outer world and your inner world. Both, okay, it's important, right? But all of this stuff I feel like happens at one time. So I think it's cool to be conscious about your inner work and the outer world too. Instead of all just inner, but of course it begins in the inner. But this inner knowing, a roadblock could be if our heart chakra wasn't as open as it could be. Okay, tell us how to help that then. Abuse. I have cake on the bottom. Oh, wow. Vulnerable. When other people are mocking other people or being abusive in any way, or trying to humiliate or disregarding an experience or labeling it as something that when we try to humiliate somebody, they're saying that is in essence too a closed off heart space that causes a roadblock with that own individual's intuition. Ultimately, like they're hurting themselves when they find open dishonor with others because of the whole we are one thing. This is about freeing yourself. The birdcage in reverse, this is about freeing yourself. So I will go ahead and look at it though. Want freedom. I just got the message like, why would we want to trap other people? Why would people want to trap other people? Why would people want them to only see a certain thing? Control. And why would some people want a whole lot of control? Because they don't want things to change for themselves. They want everything to stay the same, them to have exactly what they've always had. They can't deal with the changes that they see everyone else going through. So then they want to control things. Trapped. It's freeing yourself. Freeing yourself. Ooh. Transcendence, freeing yourself. The summer, the mother card within 3 to 6 months. In the reverse. What is the reverse? Oh, it's in the reverse. It's talking more about embracing the divine feminine energy, I think. Being open. Maybe perhaps that was trapped, blocked, or held hostage to its own greatness, to its absolute greatness in some way for a while. Perhaps. These are all just me having a conjecture here. Diamond, creative force, faithfulness, value, perfection, light, purity, esteem, unconquerable force, multidimensional, multifaceted, invincible spiritual power. Oh, this is awesome. I think we're going to end with this one. This is awesome. I have the universe popping out with a cycle completion with the emptiness. Oh. And then look at the signs associated with both of these cards. You saw it right. Where are we headed? We're headed to Scorpio season. What does it say on these cards? Scorpio. It's a Scorpio season. There's some type of major completion in the universe. The universe has been talking to me. Graduating. Maybe we're graduating. Source, infinite, unending, awakening, interconnected, heaven, higher perspective, the big picture, all that is, creative force, law of one. I feel like they're really saying a lot of the knowledge that we have was intended to bring us more towards unity, yet I don't think that's what happened with a lot of it. Instead, we said, this is right, this is wrong, and separated ourselves. But, yeah, anyways, so here, let's do an angel number message. It'd be cool if I had a 108 in here, but I don't. There's 1111 and awakening. Neat. The wholeness of existence. How beautiful. Number 8. And there's a 1. And that could be a 0. Look. I found that. 108. I'll take it, Spirit. I'll take it. Your talent for setting and reaching goals is like no other. If you're self-sufficient and capable of achieving your ambitions, 8 representing the ebb and flow, the infinite loop of creation. I am successful. And this is some type of completion. I'm sending you love and light. Bye.